Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo, and Luby, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome fave, with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. This is a rarity these days. We are home for a home show because we had a little, things happen. We thought we had a road show scheduled, but somebody's a little under the weather, so we had to readjust, and that's okay, because after the weekend of eating and partying that I did, I don't know about you guys, but I am ready for a little breather and maybe a couple of salads or maybe a 2-day fast day. How did that turn out, Jeff Defo?
Oh, yeah. I didn't talk to you about that. Oh, Jesus.
I bagged it on the evening of the second day.
Well, good for you. You made a full day, though.
I made it past about 30 hours of the 48. Then I just said, you know what? It rhymes with duck it. I had already proven to myself I guess I could do it. And I started thinking, well, why am I doing this?
You sound like me and my keto diet and all my cockamamie ways.
No, not really. I mean, that was crazy because you subjected everybody to it. I just was doing it.
Wait. Time out.
You know what? I probably could have gone all the way, but it would not have been easy. I have to say, to have made it all the way to 2:00 on Saturday, 48 straight hours. I have to say, since I did, break down and start eating something the night before, I don't know that I would have made it all the way to 2:00. Just because it would have driven you crazy after a while. So you have to really be committed to the idea that this is going to do you some good, and I wasn't, apparently.
So, what was it that kind of did you in? Was it a particular food or
no, nothing? Just, I'm not driven by that so much. I probably could have done it. I just felt like, why am I doing this? I mean, why am I subjecting myself to this? It seemed like a good idea in the beginning, and then I thought, well, I really don't care if I make it to 48 hours at this point, so I may as well have something to eat, which I did.
When you say you didn't subject everybody to it, I have to take issue with that because I kind of
you made it more of a big deal than I did.
You made it a big deal, man.
Yeah, I never said anything about it. Yeah, I would have just done it.
Wait, you're siding with Defo on this one, Luby?
Well, Defo never brought it up at all. You kept wanting him to eat and wanting to antagonize him.
Yeah,
he actually was.
You think putting a moon pie in front of somebody is going to change them? If they're not committed. But like anything, Michael, you know this from your various things that you've attempted here on the show. I mean, you have to be fully committed to it and decide that you're actually going to go all the way, and you never know that until you get to the breaking point. Which I don't know that I broke down. I just decided it wasn't worth it to test myself all the way until the next day. So. I felt pretty good, though. I mean, I might have done some good the brief period of time that I was enduring nothing but liquids there, and including that juice. But maybe I'll try it again sometime. I don't know. It'd probably be better to do it on a weekend when, that there was not much else happening. If you could isolate yourself for a weekend, might be worth doing.
Okay.
I would think it would be worth it in the long run, but I didn't make it. So I can't tell you that it had any great benefit or not.
I'm going to just have two observations here. Number one,
at least I'm honest about it. I mean, I can tell
you. No, that's great. Yeah. I've been honest about it too because the camera doesn't lie, my face and the photos don't.
You
lie.
Even know. I mean, even by your standards, this weekend.
Oh no, it's
when you had that burger with the onions and the onion soup. Yeah, oh my god.
Well, we'll get into that in a minute, but I just want to conclude this. I guess the aborted fast with two points. Yeah. Number one. I guess if there was some sort of financial inducement or bets or wagers involved,
I would have made it then. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. If there was a deuce involved, a couple of hundred, and I could have gone to the track on Saturday with that after, I would have done it.
And number two, I hate to say I told you so, but I do believe I said you would have a better chance of going through with this Michigas if you started it not at Gulfstream or after a show on Friday, but started on a Friday night and go all the way to Sunday night, and then you have a nice Sunday meal.
But that second. I'm telling you, that second day would have been a rough one.
Oh, yeah.
It would have been hard to maintain because you'd been looking at the clock, and once you get to that stage, you really want to break down anyway. So okay. I'll see. I don't know. I didn't have the strength to do it. I have to admit, I was weak in the end. I thought I could do it, and I thought I wanted to, but I didn't.
Do you have a newfound respect for people who go on like political hunger strikes, like Bobby Sands
Dick
in
Gregory,
the
man.
Northern
He was
Ireland,
on a
Dick
hunger strike for
Gregory,
like 40 years. The guy. I don't know how he even maintained any weight at all.
and I don't think these guys even had any liquids or water or nutrients. You were like boosted up on kombucha and like what kind of like
That was
boots, the
some kind
moonshine
of
from
juice. It was
Batch.
mostly lemon juice. Look, they have all of that. What was that? The vinegar fast or whatever that is. That was going around for a while, where you drink red wine vinegar and some other hideous concoction that you combine with it. Look, all of this stuff is probably good for you. If anything, all of the people on Let's Eat South Florida probably could use it, based on what I've been reading and seeing. But and especially you, I don't know. I mean, you must have set some kind of record when you had the 3 meals on
Thursday.
Thursday.
You went
Yes,
And then Friday, I thought I saw some Tom Tanazzini action, which happy for Tom. It looks like he's found a good spot in Fort Lauderdale that seems to be working well for him and for the location. So that's great.
it does seem to be working
Yeah.
well. I, however, did not make it.
Oh,
to Tom
I
T
thought I
this
saw
weekend.
some lasagna
How-
on your itinerary there.
No, I had some in the fridge left over from last weekend, but I didn't even get around to eating that. And unfortunately, it was a casualty of my lifestyle in terms of I had to toss it because it was a week and it has all that kind of dairy stuff. So
Oh yeah, well,
I had
I was
half a
eating that for
portion
like
of-
a week straight.
Oh no! If I had nothing else to eat, like that could be my next diet.
All
like
crepe
just eat
lasagna.
all crepe lasagna diet
Sure
for
that'll
like
help.
nothing but 2 weeks. And
What
no, I
was
was
this other
actually
thing? I'm more curious than even the chef eats burger, which looks sensational, and the fact that you had like groupies waiting for you there, recognizing you there, and admiring the fact that you were shoveling this in your face. What was this business with the ex-wife and the Skyline Chili replica?
Oh yeah, what was
Well,
that?
that was Sunday. Can we get through? I need to do a chronological order because, as you mentioned, I was on the opposite of a fast. I was on the call it
You were on a
the,
feast.
the
It
seafood
was
diet,
feast or
which
famine.
is
You were on feast.
seafood diet. When I saw food, I ate it, and I didn't stop all weekend long. And it actually began appropriately enough with seafood at the new Even Keel Las
Oh, that's
Olas,
right.
and
That was another one.
saw the boys there, Dave and Brad and Chris Wilbur and Mario DeLeo, who again, that is a dynamic duo that used to run the original Canyon in Fort Lauderdale, and they're back and they're helming the kitchen and the front of the house at the new Even Keel Las Olas. They had this very kind of soft opening where they threw open the doors without saying anything to anybody on Thursday night. And they said they had about like 30 or 40 covers.
Oh, cool.
And then on Friday night, it started filling up in there, and I made my way in there. And I was willing to. I just texted them from the, from Gulfstream earlier in the day because I had a change of plans. Val and her sister from France was visiting along with her sister's husband, and the four of us, we decided we would check it out. And I said, "Can we get in at 6:15? Willing to pay, but as is wont to happen,
You mentioned you were willing to pay.
well,
No,
I didn't explicitly
But
state
do you
it.
need a reservation there? Is that what it is?
Well, anytime that somebody is opening and brand new, you want to just alert them that you're coming, just to make sure that they don't already have a lot of people on the books already for that particular hour. I just saw it as a courtesy to let them know that I was coming.
we all know that's BS.
As a courtesy. I asked on purpose to root you out because, and I love Even Keel and it's deserving of reservations. What's cool about it is you don't need one. You go there and you sit down. When we were there, we did an hour with them. They didn't once mention, make sure you have a reservation. They didn't mention that at all in the hour we were with them.
No,
So I find it curious. And they're doing a soft opening. So people don't even know that they're friggin' open yet.
Right.
I feel like
probably not overbooked. You would have to think.
We call it friends and family night along with a soft opening, and this is also commonplace in the industry where they invite friends and family in. I guess I would be considered amongst the friends at this point, and usually it's kind of to see how everything flows, get some feedback. Is the kitchen putting out the dishes in a timely manner? Is the recipes correct? Everything of the drinks made correctly? And and in those cases, it's been known to be comped a couple of times, and a lot of restaurants do that.
Free, actually, that I've been to.
You're so funny.
What I'm saying is, if they're open to the public, that's not. Those are two different animals.
You had no reason except to do anything but surprise them.
You wanted them to know, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I just think it's
We
Well,
asked
when
for the
I
check.
contact my buddy Al Poliak, who owns the Funky Biscuit and started that, and I say, "Hey, do you have room for a couple on Friday night for the Mike Zito show?" He's assuming I'm schnorring for tickets. He never just responds yes. He knows what I'm asking for, which is exactly what you did, man. Come on.
I do feel like I'm king of the schnorrers now, but here, to our credit, the food was
Well,
fantastic.
the places
and
you
we
ate.
had,
I mean, how many of the meals were comped?
Well, let me first. I don't want to get into all my personal business at this point.
I hope
the
your
IRS?
ex-wife
What
made
are
you
you?
pay. Yeah.
What are you, Guy Lewis? All of a sudden,
Don't mention this man's name to me. I'm not a big fan of his. Let's put it that way.
Oh man! So now let me just run you through the meal there because it was great. We had they have the same menu as at the original Even Keel on Lauderdale, Lauderdale by the Sea. We started with grilled oysters were fantastic, big and plump this time of year because they're coming from the Gulf, and this is prime Gulf oyster season. We had some of those other great. We had the cracked conch salad that was terrific. We had those beignets, also known as conch and shrimp fritters, which you guys seem
Those
to
are
love.
great.
Not the biggest fritter fan, and my opinion still hasn't changed on fritters, but everybody else at the table enjoyed it, and they have the beautiful remoulade sauce. We had one of the party, the brother-in-law, Val's brother-in-law, who lives in France, is actually originally from France, had the fish and chips, and he loved it, made with the fresh mahi.
Best in the city, no doubt.
We got some of those clams, the carbonara, that's with the pasta and the bacon, and that was great. And we got a swordfish, and the swordfish setup was a little bit different. Chef Wilbur put it over a plate of like some lentils with the Benton's ham bacon kind of thing. It was a beautiful, kind of nice fall winter kind of dish, and it was beautiful. We had a couple of prickly pear margaritas. We had some wine. And when it all came down to the end and we were too full for dessert, I said to our server, I said, "Can you bring the check, please?" He came back 5 minutes later saying, Brad and Dave want to let you know that it's all taken care of tonight. So I am very appreciative to them.
Now, did you give the waiter a stick at least? I mean, that had to be.
That you hit it right on the money, my
Okay.
friend. That is what's the appropriate
That's
tip for
reasonable,
a table for
All right.
four. For reached right in my pocket.
Yeah.
Pulled out a stick and gave him the well-deserved tip. And that was only the beginning of Mike Mayo's eating bacchanal, which then included trips to Jeffrey Eats, the food truck in Boca Raton, where he had his burger of the month, the French onion burger. And then on Saturday night, I don't even know what. Oh, you know what? I went to 2 parties. I was so full from that burger. That burger had magical powers.
Huge.
It filled me up for like almost a full day. It gave me virility and longevity in terms of going out and partying, and because I went to 2 parties and was able to drink and dance all night, and it was just very satisfying. It also gave me good luck. I hit some races at the track on Saturday. So all in all, nothing but high praise for Chef Jeffrey and his French onion soup burger. I call it the Moab, the mother of all burgers, and I say it deserves permanent residency on his menu there at Jeffrey Eats, not just the monthly special. And the feedback he's been getting indicates that it will be a permanent fixture because it's everybody around me there on that day on Saturday were just saying, "Oh, this is like great. This is the best burger I've ever eaten." And it was sloppy, and I, for some reason, was wearing a long sleeve shirt. I thought it was going to be cold out at Defo, and it just like by the end of it, I needed a cut man and a steam. I needed like towels. And somebody took a picture of me and Jeffrey, and I was just soaked.
You look like you were schwitzing pretty heavily.
Yeah, why were you wearing a long sleeve? Like, do you have to wear that everywhere you go?
Weren't you? And no, but Louis, did you not notice? Was he not wearing that shirt the day before?
Yes,
that same shirt.
No, he's like Robert Kraft.
Exact same shirt.
Shirts.
No, it was.
You
different.
don't have
You
2
can
of
go
those
to the
shirts,
video.
man. Don't tell us that you do have 2 of the same.
One was
You're not Bob Kraft with a bunch of those shirts with the white collar.
Yeah. One was a light checkered pattern, and the other one was a dark blue pattern. I know the difference because one of them has a pocket.
One of them should have a food stain on
I was
it.
like,
Maybe
why was
several.
he outside in the long sleeve? I'm like, it's a Jeffrey Eats food truck.
So before we get into Sunday, let me just set the table today. Later in the show, we're going to be playing an interview that we did last week with one of the participants in the upcoming Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival, Chef Nancy Fuller. You know her on some of the Food Network's baking competition shows. She serves as a judge, and she's going to be coming to the Food Fest doing an event on the Monday night, January 8th, where it's kind of a a demonstration and a food kind of hands-on cooking demo, and then she'll also be taking part in the grand tasting. That she's doing a showcase event with Chef Jason Smith, where they're going to be doing, I guess, cooking. One of those, get one ingredient, one dish, and who makes it better. And that's going to be during the grand tasting. It's going to be fun. But later on, we're going to play that. And we're going to cut Defo loose early today. So we're going to do that after the first break. We'll play that interview that we had with her last week. She's a delight. She's your age, Defo. I think she's like 70, 73, 74.
Like 6 grandkids.
And her secret to longevity and youth.
Was it 13 grandkids or
6? No, I think it's maybe 6 kids and 13 grandkids.
Ludicrous ass number. She had 6 kids and 13 grandkids.
Yes, that's it. Mother of 6, 13 grandkids. She had a farm in upstate New York and then got into the whole cooking and TV game. And she's a delight. And I think the key to her longevity is she likes to put a lot of alcohol in all her dishes and baked goods. And also sometimes, I guess,
she openly said she likes drinking. And we were like, good for you.
Hey, before I get into the Sunday eating, which included a trip to a new pizza spot in town called Emmy Square, and they do Detroit style pizzas, along with a trip to my daughter's and Michelle's for Sunday supper, which included a reasonable, actually much more reasonable version of Skyline Chili than Skyline Chili. But I did want to get into the contest.
And you had requests for the contest.
Yes. Defo, it was one of those weeks where, all right, so you know how it was a kind of weird clues that I was saying was a tie-in to Hanukkah, which is ongoing.
Yeah.
And I'm making my latkes tonight just to keep the food train rolling. But the name of the restaurant was Patricia Murphy's Candlelight Restaurant. Candlelight being the operative clue.
Yeah, that made sense.
Because
I would have immediately have deduced that from the clues.
I said when you heard it.
You know, it's funny. You used to make fun of me because I would talk about closed restaurants that were fantastic here.
You're like enclosed in 1960.
No, these aren't even this restaurant opened when the Pilgrims first landed in America. What are you talking about?
Okay, I'm reaching at this point, but after 53 weeks.
Oh, come on. There's a zillion places, Mayo. You could come up with something.
Well, I was going to use Tony's Casa de Napoli, and I thought that would be. I can't even tie that into
Tony's
Hanukkah
Casa de Napoli. Yeah. Not the Napoli, but Napoli. Casa
Napoli.
Napoli.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
that was a great place. I mean, people that remember it would say that was one of the finest restaurants ever opened here in South Florida. I would agree with that.
All right, well, I might use it next week, and we'll see how many get that. Thanks to Google, we still had a good showing. Again, about 37.
Sarni was alive, but I think he got the game wrong.
Yeah, well, so it was the Candlelight Restaurant. Again, Hanukkah, candles, lighting. Tonight's the 5th night for those keeping score at home. And then we had the horse race. It was a feature race, the Pulpit Stakes. Todd Pletcher, Irad Ortiz Jr., even money shot, noted, number 8 was the winner. We had 14 then going to yesterday's Chiefs-Bills game. And I don't know if anybody's going to, start crying about, they threw a flag because the guy actually was offsides. That's what happens when you line up offsides.
Legitimate penalty.
Yeah, that's stupid. Yeah. The Chiefs have been helped by the refs so many times. Like, that's what's funny, that they're bitching about the refs.
Yeah.
That's so stupid. Like,
Chiefs have stolen many a game with favoritism.
Like the Mahomes out of bounds hit that was barely out of bounds.
Yeah.
That people like me were like, fine, he was out of bounds. Really wasn't, especially for a playoff game. They usually would not have called that. Like, it's just weird that they're bitching about it. But yes, it was offsides. Sorry.
It was offsides. I don't hear any whining. I did not even look.
You think he would have looked down on the field and seen the blue line that he was standing on?
Yeah.
Kadarius Toney, by the way, was one of the biggest busts in free agency when he signed with the Giants with a ton of cash and made like one catch. And then Kansas City was desperate, and they signed him, and he's been atrocious for the most part.
You bring up a good point, though, in terms of with all the technology they have today, where we at home can see these imaginary lines, and they, show the stripes, and this is where the line of scrimmage is. You would think they could actually like do that in real life across the field with some sort of laser lights, and that would like help the players and also.
You played in the sandlot at least. I mean, you look at the ball and you stand behind it. That's pretty standard.
It's not rocket science. It's true.
You don't want to be past the ball. I mean, it's not like you're skating in at the last second as the puck goes into the offensive zone in hockey.
that miscue definitely didn't had an
Oh,
impact
yeah,
because we had of the 14 people who were alive going into that
They all
game,
had the Chiefs.
10 of
Wow.
10 of them had the Chiefs, only 4 of them had the
Oh, wow.
Bills. And we have to congratulate our winner this week who nailed it right on the
Oh
button.
yeah.
And I bet he
Wow.
was relieved when they called back that touchdown. A past winner and a good friend of the show, Stephen Eckert. And
Wow.
very impressive.
Congrats, Stephen. Congrats. That's great.
Congrats to Stephen Eckert. He came like right out of, we don't call it the penalty box, but I guess we call it the holding area, purgatory, where if you win, you have to wait 90 days
The
until
moratorium.
you can win again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The free
so
zone.
he won, I think it was August 27th.
Oh.
So he got out of the box on November 27th, and boom,
Right.
2 weeks back, his second week back, he nailed it. He had Patricia Murphy's Candlelight Restaurant. He had noted the winner of the Pulpit Stakes, and he had the Buffalo Bills winning by 3 points exactly,
Sharp.
edging out another player who had Buffalo by 4.
Ooh.
I don't know who had Chiefs by 4. I didn't even want to look it up, but sure they know who they are, and they are in agony today
Exactly.
and whining along with Patrick Mahomes and Taylor Swift and everybody else in that orbit. Okay, so congrats to Stephen Eckert. You and a friend will get a brunch for 2 at 10 Palms, and I assume that second will be Amy Morantz, another player and past winner, and those two are engaged and a lovely couple, and always delighted to see them when we do our quarterly brunch bashes at Gulfstream Park. So, Defo, when you broke down and broke the fast, it was Saturday
Hey,
night.
saying it was Saturday.
Let's see. No, it was Friday night. Friday night. I started
Friday.
Thursday at about 2:00 after that wonderful meal that we had at Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. And I made it till probably about 9:00 on that Friday night. And then I just said, you know what?
Wow.
I'm not going to
Didn't even
make
make
it through
it
tomorrow. So
Saturday.
let me have something to eat.
So basically, what you did was a standard Yom Kippur,
Yeah,
which was
good
like
Lord.
kind of a.
Hey,
a-
I mean,
yeah.
what do you mean?
Yeah.
You started early.
It was Hanukkah, though. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
you had the holidays confused. You're trying to convince me that it was Yom Kippur, which it was not.
I told you that the other day. I said you had.
You
to
went
work.
long. I'll give him credit. That's a long time.
Yeah. No, it was good.
It wasn't really that difficult. I have to say, I wasn't starving or anything. I just get tired of thinking about it.
What did you eat? I'm sorry. What did you eat?
I had, believe it or not, I had a salad left over from when we were at Heritage.
Oh, there you go.
So
Oh,
that
wasn't me salad.
was the way I broke out of it.
So Reno was the one who ruined.
No, not really. I mean, it could have been anything. I mean, whatever was in the fridge, I was going to go for. But I thought, let me start out light, and
It's a nice move.
I had that salad. It was beautiful. It was absolutely great.
Nice. Yeah, it is a great salad, and that's great. What'd you eat on Saturday? Did you go out anywhere? Or
No, I mean, the only thing I did last night, I visited what I think is a decent place for Chinese food. I don't know if it's authentic or New York style, but once again, the China Wok, which has many locations. This particular one in Pompano Beach, right behind. By the way, Anthony's coal-fired pizza is still cranking, man. That's still a thriving business. People all over the place there. It's right behind an Anthony's coal-fired, which is on the edge of Federal Highway there, and then there's a big strip mall where Deccan Spices, by the way, which we haven't been to or mentioned in a long, long time.
Yeah,
And
I need to get
the China Wok, they do a very nice job. Guy does a terrific job. Never gets an order wrong, or doesn't seem to. Never disappoints, Mayo, when it comes to picking up an order. And very efficient, man. The stuff is ready and it's hot, and they do a very nice job, and they always have house mustard. So, China
Very
Wok
nice.
was my only outside dining experience of the weekend.
So now, Luby, I understand that you went to a Christmas holiday parade up in Delray.
So my wife loves in Europe. They have the Christmas markets. It's like a big thing. And it was advertised as a Christmas or holiday market. That did not exist, but they had a parade going on, which was pretty cool. A lot of high school bands involved in different businesses. And then they have this 100-foot tree, which I didn't even know. It was actually pretty cool, reminiscent of New York with the Rockefeller Center. And then they had a bunch of bars. It's downtown Delray, so there's lots of bars.
Yeah, Atlantic. Yeah.
We went to this place called Tin Roof, and I guess they have a location in Fort Lauderdale. It was okay.
They do.
It was okay. Look, for bar, I guess because I have so low expectations for bar, Shirley and I both actually. Like we left there going, oh, that was not bad. like
you ate at Tin Roof because
yeah,
they opened a Tin Roof right next to where we were last week for that interview with Chef Martin at the TRP Taste. Like just literally one door to the north is the Fort Lauderdale location of Tin Roof, and they have live music and they have music. It's mainly known for music and drinking.
They have music like. over the thing. It was loud, but it was a bar. There's the one in Fort Lauderdale. I think we're going this weekend because they're doing actually like they have inside. They have like a holiday store, I guess, inside of it, and they're doing holiday drinks like coquito and different stuff like that. This one didn't have that, but the food was fine. But I'm looking forward to the one in Fort Lauderdale. And then last night we ordered in a place, Pepperoni Grill, because the past quality is great, but we wanted to try some different pizza, and that was really good. Like it was actually legit, like the New York greasy whatever pizza, and that was really solid. And I mean, that was our eating for the weekend. I have leftovers from the last 3 friggin' weeks. So,
well, you mentioned Deccan Spice, Defoe. I was pining for some Deccan Spice. Nice. It's been a while since I've had Indian food, and the first party went to Saturday night it's a combination birthday party. I guess it was just a birthday party. I thought it was a holiday party, like an office party of some people that Val works with. And I thought it would be like, when I heard, we're going to Delray and it's an Indian Bollywood themed event, I thought it was going to be like 30 people from the office and people are going to be wearing some of those Indian costumes. And there'll be, a little bit of a tray of some butter chicken and maybe some chafing dishes. I didn't realize this was an elaborate like tent set up outside with valet parking. I thought I was pulling into like the wedding of Prince, whatever they are, Prince Charles or Harry or whoever it was, but it's like 200 people, assigned seating. We got there a little late because I didn't realize it was such a like formal sit down thing, and it was like cocktail hour, and then everybody had their seats, and then they had this full buffet with butter chicken and lamb curry and cauliflower and cook times of the basmati rice and biryanis, and it was just like a very elaborate spread. And I wasn't hungry from that burger, so I hardly ate any food. And then there was this whole elaborate Bollywood production with dancers and people would like it was just it was a sensory overload, something I was not expecting, but very pleasant. And then I went to my neighbor's house, and they were having a naughty or naughty party. So it was like people who were half naked and half dressed, and everybody was.
Sounds like the most fun you could have had over the weekend.
It was actually great. We bought a bottle of good bourbon, and we were just downing that, and that was.
Let me ask you. Okay, so you went to the ex-wife yesterday. You and the ex-wife are.
Her name is Michelle. We don't call her ex-wife.
Okay, well, I don't call her mama, but Michelle, whatever you want to call her. Michelle, you went to Michelle's yesterday. Okay, I'm curious about this because you guys have not been romantic for a long time. Your relationship is set in stone. You're good with that. You actually have a really good relationship.
At this point, we've been divorced longer than we were married.
Well, that's fine. You guys get along. It's worked out. Cool. You raised your daughter. She's almost an adult. Cool. You're now in what is a relationship. It's a standard relationship. And you guys, again, have a good relationship. I presume you did not bring Val. When do you bring Val to like a family thing? Because
geez, well, why are you going there with this?
I'm just curious because people do that, right? Like Defoe.
Yes, people do that.
His kids, there's like 12 different parents to the grandkids, and they all get along. So like people do it. Once you get older and you're setting.
I know.
Shouldn't be a big deal at this point.
It shouldn't be a big deal. I'm a grown adult, but it is. I'm a man of multitudes and compartmentalization. So I like to live in silos, and it's like Fight Club. The first word of Fight Club is we don't talk about Fight Club.
Let me forewarn you, this will become a problem soon.
That's what I'm curious. At some point, you got to break the wall down.
Your approach is not going to carry through perpetuity, I can assure you. And
you want it to work.
It's going to have to happen. I mean, you're going to have Val at your ex-wife's house for one of these dinners.
I didn't know I was walking into this.
No, I'm not trying to.
We like to put you on the spot. I mean,
I
was going to ask you if you ever heard of a place called Country Ham and Eggs, but this is even better.
Sorry.
We went to Java and Jam for breakfast yesterday.
I've never seen this place. It looks elaborate. It's on Oakland Park Boulevard, kind of across from.
Country Ham and Eggs.
Yeah. Have you been there? It looked.
No, I haven't.
It looked really inviting. Just from the appearance of the place. It's kind of across from Cafe Seville, one of our favorite places, and in an area there where there are a lot of nice restaurants, including Rainbow Palace is often talked about. I've never been there, but everybody has kind of a mixed bag of feelings about it. Price comparisons always seem to come up, but have you been to that joint? I mean, I'm going to get you off the hook here for having to discuss this other thing.
And just to clear everything up, everybody, look, Michelle knows that Valerie is, that I'm seeing. Valerie,
she's aware of her.
Yeah, and everybody's aware of everything. It's just a matter of I like to proceed with.
No wonder she's trying to poison you with some kind of replica of Skyline chili. I mean, I think you'd be better off just bringing this to a head right away. I really do.
So, anyway, walls are being broken, and things will be.
It's your life. I'm just curious.
It's a process.
Let me ask you this. I mean, if she had a boyfriend and the guy was there, would you feel awkward at all? I would think not.
Absolutely.
Right. Oh, you would? Oh,
You're
okay.
an idiot.
If she was
No,
all
I'm-
over the guy and making out while in front of your
No,
daughter and
no,
stuff,
no.
that would be inappropriate. But
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
So the thing is, no, obviously Michelle, at one point she did have a boyfriend who did come to a holiday meal. I'm fine with
All
that.
right.
It's fine.
All
We're
right.
all grown adults. We're friends. We've been again apart a long time, and but I just know that for my sanity's sake, sometimes
I would
it's
say
better
this though,
for
that the
everybody's
picture you
sake.
had looked nothing like Skyline chili. While you
what
were
was-
trying to
that
claim
wasn't-
that this was some kind
No,
of
it's great. She made
facsimile.
she made a batch of like regular chili with beans and some
regular chili. Well,
different
that
kinds
would
of-
make all the difference.
but she prepared it with a bowl of macaroni. So instead of like spaghetti, it's chili mac, which I don't know. It belongs in the same kind of family as Skyline.
No, because they
chili.
use real chili.
Better.
Otherwise, Skyline chili wouldn't be such an absurdity.
It's
Right.
I don't want to get into this whole debate again because
No.
it is what it is.
Again,
But-
this recipe last night had no cinnamon. It had no of those,
Mustard.
nutmeg
Okay, so
or
it tasted
nutty
like chili. I could dig
flavors.
that.
So it tasted
Yeah.
like chili. Had good, deep, rich flavor, cayenne in the back.
Did she ask you if you wanted a 4-way or a 5-way or a wet 4-way?
No, she didn't say anything like that. But she did put the nice little side ramekin accoutrements, including some green onions and some avocado and some shredded cheese and some of these like little jalapeno peppers or sweet peppers. And it was very nice. It was a nice family meal, which we hadn't done in a while. My daughter, this week is a big week for her. She's finding out whether she gets into her top choice, which is Florida State. She'll find out on Tuesday. But meanwhile, she keeps getting into more
Expensive colleges.
it's-
That are out of state.
well, she got into
Including
so
UCLA,
far-
which she's starting to
And
grow a
UCLA.
fondness for California. right?
No, she didn't go to UCF, USF, two Florida
Okay.
schools, LSU, which I guess is a party school. I don't know if that's even something to brag about. But she's 3 for 3 now, and now she'll find out this week about Florida State, UF, some more of that. I don't even know the total number, but it's nerve wracking for these kids, and it's not like
She's
the old
already
days
in
where.
somewhere. How nerve wracking can it be?
Oh yeah, no.
You have your
Look,
favorites.
it's good for
It's where you
me.
wanna go.
For me, it's good because she got into 2 solid state schools where the tuition is all bought and paid for through this Florida prepaid plan. So I'm very happy about that. And she wants to go shoot. She wants to be like Luby and be able to call herself a proud Seminole, and that she'll find out Tuesday afternoon. And instead of like going to the mailbox and immediately if it's a thick envelope you're in, if it's thin, you're a loser. It's all electronic now. It comes
They
through
don't text her and say you're out.
No, it comes in an email and it says click here for your decision, and it's like, man, that is some
All right.
nerve-wracking.
Well, we wish her
stuff.
luck.
Yes, we do. I think that's going to do it
That's
for
it?
you.
All right, what happened?
Default. Well, we're going to go do a live spot.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back with our interview of Nancy Fuller.
Oh, no, you already
And then-
conducted or?
It's done.
Yeah,
Okay.
we conducted
All right.
it last week. It's in the can, my friend.
I love that.
And,
That's my favorite situation. What are you talking
and
about?
then me and Luby will come back and conclude the show
Oh,
and
good.
do a little more business. Oh, but first, before we take that first break, we got to talk about this Wednesday is going to be a huge day on the Lunchbox. It's going to be kind of our welcome party at Batch, Fort Lauderdale, where we're
right.
going to be doing the show live on Wednesday afternoon from 1 to 2 p.m. And then we're going to do that Lunchbox After Dark. That's going to be from 5 to 7 p.m., where we're going to come on out. And it's kind of like a meetup. And I already posted it on the Let's Eat group this morning. Anybody who wants to come out, first of all, if you just going out there for the lunch that day, you don't even have to hang out with us. But if you just mention Lunchbox, you'll get 20% off your full tab, including food and drink. That's if you go anytime during the day. And if you come on out when we're there from 5 to 7 p.m., which is their standard happy hour when they have $7 drinks and $7 light bites, you can order off the regular menu and try maybe some of their house-made spirits and some of the other specialty cocktails. And again, you'll get 20% off the regular menu items. the 20% off does not apply to the normal discounted happy hour rates, but it's going to be a great time. There's going to be live music. I already told people that you might be on the drums, Defo. I'm going to be on cowbell.
What kind of music are they playing?
I don't know. We'll see. They have live music
right.
every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But for the Wednesday night, we're going to be there 5 to 7. Bring good vibes only. I don't want to hear any complaints about, if there's that you had a charge at lunchtime at some deli for 75 cents for 1,000.
I think you should just open up like a complaint department and have the people line up and fetch. And you could fill the 2 hours of the show that way, and we wouldn't have to do anything. It'd be awesome. Yeah.
Be like in Peanuts, where the Lucy set up the little psychology.
I think one Let's Eat South Florida complaint after another. What would be appropriate, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So Batch, it's called Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, 525 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale. They have free parking in a garage that's right next door, the side street that's adjacent there.
Right.
It's called Northeast 5th Terrace. A lot of people didn't realize that, including me, until I went last month. And
as you had your car towed after an appearance there?
It could be a little challenging in that neighborhood there because a lot of people just whiz down Federal Highway where there's no street parking. But again, it's good to know that that parking garage that's associated with one of the apartment complexes there also has free parking for Batch Restaurant. And it makes it very convenient. Go in there, and they're open every day for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch. Go to Batch Fort Lauderdale. It's a tremendous place, and we're happy to start our partnership with them in style this Wednesday. Come on out if you can make it. Doing the show there 1 to 2. If you want, come on out for lunch there. You could get the lunchtime discount by mentioning Lunchbox, or come on out for the happy hour festivities.
Now, Louie, are you going to go back home and then come back?
I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm trying to figure it out because Shirley definitely wants to go to the thing at night, but 5's early. So I don't know. It depends on what the hell the schedule is. But no, I'm not staying there for 3 hours. I could. The drinks are there, but I wouldn't be standing by the time people came at 5. So I'll probably do a double dip and head home and then go back with my wife. Try and do the night thing.
It's all good. It's going to be fun. All right. Defo,
that's it, man. That's a beautiful thing. I don't have to do squat today. It's great.
Yeah, no.
Listen
you
to your.
go on your walk of life
I was trying to count up the number of meals. What is that? 3 on Friday that we know you ate in succession. No, Thursday.
Yes.
And,
Yes, 3. Yeah,
at least 3 more on Friday.
Let's recap it real quick. So Thursday was Delaware Chicken Farm for the holiday
Crab
festival.
Special.
Heritage, and then Kaizen, and then
and that was in a span of 3 hours.
And he ate full meals at every place.
Full meals each one.
Right.
Incredible.
Yeah, every 2 hours. And then Friday was Gulfstream, and then it was Even Keel, Las Olas.
Oh, that's right. And that sounded like quite a feast.
was
Saturday
the
you had
mother
the
of all
burger. Now, is that a
burgers,
burger you
Chef
dipped that
Reed's.
in French onion soup? Was that the deal?
Put
with
on
that
top
thing?
of it. Is that what it is?
You could dip it. I said the way I described it is you could dip it and dunk it. You could also pour the onion soup on top of the bite that you're taking. I said I was like a
Doesn't the
food
cheese
priest.
get in the way on that? No.
No, I was like a food priest. No, well, there was no cheese in the French onion
Okay.
soup. It was just consomme. But you pour it over so it drips on top of the burger and the bite that you're going to take. I said it was like performing a baptism on the burger where I dropped some of the holy water on top.
How did you not get that on that new shirt?
Because I have skills.
All I saw was straight across Schwitz, which is not particularly appealing.
And yesterday was Java and jam for breakfast. I tried this new Emmy squared pizza in Fort Lauderdale for lunch, and then dinner was at the family at the Michelle and Natalia's for her rendition of chili mac.
Anything like you eat.
Yeah.
I had a little ice cream too. I had a little Ben and Jerry's in the freezer at about 10:30 for the.
I would
Cowboys.
upgrade your health insurance. That's something you should take into consideration.
I'm thinking about upgrading the life insurance and just
Well,
ditching the health insurance.
See if you can even get any if they see your itinerary on the food circuit here. Unbelievable. All right, I'm happy to get out of here. I'll go on a walk of life. It looks like a beautiful time to do it. So I'm ready
Enjoy.
to go.
All right. Throw it to commercial. We'll be back after these words on the Lunchbox and with an interview with Nancy Fuller for this year's 2024. Well, actually, next year's Visit Lauderdale Food Wine Festival. Roll the tape. It's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me. I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices, served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6. The early bird special runs from 4:30 to 5:30, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. People come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course, the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. This is Grill at Meisner Park in Boca Raton, located at 404 Plaza Real. Since 1991, delicious modern American cuisine in a stylish yet casual setting. The outdoor patio and lively bar is the place to see and be seen at Meisner. It also features a sushi bar and a dry-aged steak program. Don't miss their long-term signature dishes like radiatore pasta and bacon-wrapped meatloaf. So good. Open daily with live music Wednesday through Saturday evenings and a great weekend brunch. For reservations and more information, go to maxsgrill.com. And welcome back to the Lunchbox. This is the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival edition. We're getting ready. It is approaching fast and furious, just like 2024. I can't believe it. And we're joined now on the Lunchbox by Nancy Fuller. She calls herself a cook or a chef or a celebrity chef or a baker. You know her from Food Network in the past, and also, I guess, present judging on some of the baking competition shows. Nancy, welcome to the Lunchbox. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm just a cook. I'm a farmhouse cook.
Oh, there you go. That's very modest because I've been reading your bio and a very impressive resume. Most impressive of all is a mother of, I guess, what is it, 6 and grandmother of 13. So
wow.
Congrats on that. That's
Thank you.
You're still smiling.
Yeah. So tell us what we've got cooking, because I know I met you last year. We were both the judges during the grand tasting, but this year stepping up, you're doing a whole bunch of things with the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival coming up January 8th through the 14th. But what have they got in store for you, Nancy?
Well, right now we have on January 8th, we have the tropical farmhouse cooking because the farmhouse is in upstate New York and the tropical is in Florida. So on January 8th at 6:30 p.m., I will be at Allied Kitchen in Fort Lauderdale, and I will be having tropical farmhouse cocktails and delicious dinner.
I see you're going to be, it's like an interactive cooking class along with our friend Chef George Montez. And it looks like it says they've already have a menu here. I don't know if you're actually going to be doing these items. It says corn chowder with Key West pink shrimp.
And that's exactly what we're doing. Corn chowder with,
that's nice.
With sweet pink shrimp.
Yeah, those Key West pink shrimp are beautiful. And then it says strawberry shortcake with guava strawberries. So that's a nice little South Florida touch with the guava.
Oh, and the real secret to my wonderful strawberry guava shortcake is that when you make those biscuits, you put them in the oven and pull them out after they're baked.
Yeah.
And then put a little butter on them and then make them and serve them while the biscuit's still warm.
They gotta be hot. We know that. So you were saying that you need a cocktail? Is that, are you going to be concocting?
I need the name. I need to name a cocktail for this tropical farmhouse dinner.
So, well, we could come up and help you. I mean, we're in the tropics, so I don't know. I don't know what we're going to have in it, but all I know is what I love about you, because when I was doing research, and this is one of the glories and maybe some of the annoyances of the internet age, but one of the first things pops up is, I guess, some blog post from a while back. It says, "Is Nancy Fuller a bit too excited about alcohol?" And all I got to say is, I only have one daughter. I don't even have 6 or any grandchildren, and I'm excited about alcohol, especially now that she's going off to college.
When 6 kids come to the table, home from school and get off the bus and all pile in that kitchen at the same time.
Oh.
What's for dinner?
Yeah, exactly.
Martini.
Well, I was going to ask, like, what does farmhouse cooking mean? But when you have 13 grandchildren, any milk farmhouse cooking is, I guess, where that derives from.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, well, you know, it's going to be in Lauderdale, and I guess you could call it the old Lauderdale, or well, I don't know. I don't know what's in it. So
she wants like tropical, though. Like,
well, I think we should have a little tequila. Bourbon's my other choice, but I think that's a more northeast winter drink right now.
Nice.
I don't know, but anyway, tequila's my poison.
Nice.
And and I think we should do a little something with the tequila. If I really want to go back in time, we could do a tequila sunrise.
I was gonna say that's about right.
But that's we should put a new spin on it.
Yeah.
Like a lot more tequila and a lot less orange juice.
Well,
and then there's that grenadine.
Grenadine, throw some mango in there, make it South Florida. You know,
we could call it, you know, because Fort Lauderdale, one of the names it's gotten over the years is Fort Lickerdale, so we could call it the Lickerdale Tequila Sunset, since this event is going to be taking place at 6:30 at night. So Lickerdale Tequila Sunset.
Exactly. So you put some mango in there, you throw some other stuff in there to make it Fort Lauderdale-ish, and you just have lots of tequila, which is really the only thing.
Lickerdale Tequila
Sunset, because it's going to be at 6:30. It's a nighttime event. See, we're here to help and everything on the lunch.
Thanks, boys. This is great.
When it comes to drinking, we are absolute pros on the lunchbox.
I think most of us are.
And besides that event, which is early in the week, the end of the week, it's going to be real exciting because it's the big grand tasting event, as usual, on the Saturday, this time January 13th. As usual, like last year, it's going to be at the beachfront park there, A1A and Las Olas Boulevard, and hopefully a little bit warmer this year than last. We got a nice chill, but instead of judging and roaming around and eating, you're actually going to be kind of doing a little culinary throwdown against Chef Jason Smith, Lord Honey. What exactly is going to be going on? It's kind of like a battle royale. Are you going to be baking, or are you going to be?
No, we're going to be cooking.
Mm.
Our oven space is limited, I think,
Mhm.
on site. But I think that I'm excited because Jason is just such a young whippersnapper. Well, he's not as young as he used to be, but anyway, he's still a whippersnapper, and he's still just the funniest
He's funny.
and kindest and nicest person in the world. So I'm very excited to have this challenge to see who makes the better chicken dish.
Okay.
And it's a farmhouse. It's the North versus the South.
Ooh.
So
Now you're a Yankee, right? You're from New York.
I'm a Yankee, so I'm doing a rendition of a creamed chicken.
Okay.
He's doing
Like
the
fried chicken.
Southern creamed chicken.
Southern
So I
cream.
can't wait, and we don't know what each other's ingredients are.
All right. I'm guessing his is going to be battered and fried and all gussied up with all kinds of unhealthy
Oh,
things. But
Well, mine's
And-
right.
Mhm.
My Grammy Carl. She's the inspiration and the recipe maker for my little.
Can you share any preview secrets? Is it going to be like a baked chicken? Is it a kind of?
It's going to be a saucy chicken.
Oh,
I like
nice.
saucy.
And maybe a little phyllo cup or maybe a little biscuit.
Mm.
Oh, nice.
See what we have to work with, whether I can make biscuits or whether I don't think I can. I'm not sure whether I can do the phyllo cups, but that's English. I can't
Yeah.
tell.
All right. No, I'll kind of
Yeah.
go for that New
Tell
England,
you
or
everything in case you listen.
should do it like in a little Yorkshire pudding or cup, or one of those like popovers, like
I
chicken
know,
in a
wouldn't that be
popover.
He's
great?
on the pop.
That would be great. That
Like-
seems very northeastern. Now you're based in the Hudson Valley part of the time,
Correct.
and it's beautiful up there. I'm a Brooklyn boy, and it's way too nice for me. They don't let me in that county.
It's Columbia County. It's north of Dutchess, and yeah, I have a wonderful farm with an 18th century house.
Oh,
with
wow.
a stone section that's 17th century. So I'm a blessed lady to have such a historic, and it's on the historic marker and the whole thing. It's just a fabulous place.
It's gorgeous up there, but not necessarily this time of year, which is why you have a winter home in South Florida.
Exactly.
Very smart.
I loved living in I loved living in the Northeast 100 pounds ago when I skied.
Uh-huh. Oh, skiing's okay.
That's no longer the case.
By the way, was that Bad to the Bone? Like Todd Rundgren? That is your ringtone? Is that what I name that tune in 3 notes?
She's a bad lady. What do you want?
I like that ringtone.
I like that. You're a grandma that I could hang with. That is definitely, you are some
100%. She's still smiling again and laughing after thinking. All right, so we were trying to call you Chef Nancy Fuller. This is how Mayo told me earlier today. We're going to speak with Chef Nancy Fuller. I introduced myself and said, "Hello, Miss Chef Nancy Fuller." You said, "I'm not a chef. I'm a cook, darn it." What does that mean? Okay,
Well, because when
chef
I
is
think
a term of respect, but I think of cook as a term of endearment. So why does it mean to you?
the term cook is endearing. You're right, and it's also I'm not a graduate of the CIA or Cordon Bleu or anything like that, and my tutorial was raising 6 kids and feeding them 3 meals a day, and I said, "What the hell?"
So she's humble, but some of the best chefs I've met are self-taught and don't have those fancy degrees and pedigrees. But obviously you're doing something right. You've tell us about the cookbook. I guess people that go to the Allied Kitchen, the Tropical Farmhouse dinner, they can buy a ticket that includes one of your cookbooks and autograph it. And
Yes.
Tell us about the book.
Yes, it's lovely. I wrote it in 2015, and it's all my storyline, my story, my farm pictures of the farm, the interior and exterior, and just wonderfully genuine home cooked food. Nothing pretentious, nothing that you wouldn't have in your closet, or your pantry. Um, it's a beautiful book. It's like a coffee table book.
Mm-hmm.
And it's evergreen. It goes forever.
That's the nice part about cookbooks is they don't go out of style, especially if they're filled with the classics.
Exactly, and that's what this is. It's and simple. Less is more.
Oh yeah,
and fresh ingredients, and that's what I'm about. As much organic as I can do, and stay away from those chemicals. That's my advice.
Yep. Well, it's going to be a great time. I'm looking forward to seeing you again. Again, it's going to be the Monday night, January 8th, and both Luby and I will not be watching the National College Championship game that night because we're both FSU fans. He's an FSU graduate, and we're both just so incensed at the whole robbery that took place that we're boycotting watching college football. So we'll have to go out to Nancy Fuller and George Montez. Going to be putting on a great exhibition, and it's hands-on, right? People will be learning and cooking with y'all and making some really good, delicious items and getting to drink a couple of specialty cocktails.
That would be the Liquordale Tequila Sunset.
That's it. How do you like it? Does it have a good ring?
It has a great ring.
Excellent. I'm happy to be of service. I'll be even happier when I'm imbibing and maybe drinking a couple of those that night. Dull the pain of watching whoever's playing for that bogus national championship game. I don't know if you follow college sports, but it was a complete travesty. But
no, my husband is that kind of guy.
Okay. But and then later in the week, I love the grand tasting. I think this event is just getting bigger and better. The Visit Lauderdale people and Phil and Kate are just doing a great job corralling all the best local talent and some of the best national talent and some of these like yourself, distinguished cooks, chefs, authors, and I guess Food Network and other TV stars. So Chef Nancy Fuller, Grandma Nancy Fuller, I don't know, whatever you want to call her. Just don't call her late for
don't call me late for dinner.
Don't call me late for happy hour. That's my moniker. Terrific. All right, we'll see you out there at the Visit Lauderdale Food Wine Festival again, going on that whole week right after the holidays. Get your tickets, vlfoodwine.com, the perfect stocking stuffer for the food lover in your life. Nancy, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure. Have a great, happy, healthy New Year. Yeah.
Thank you, Mike, and the same to both of you.
Okay, have a great. All right, Luby, that's going to do it for this edition of the. And we're back on the live Lunchbox on Monday, December 11th. It's almost 2:00, but we're going to go a little overtime before we take our second break. And thanks to everybody for tuning in so far. We got to talk about our friends at Tropical Acres. Luby, what day is today?
It is a Monday, obviously, but it's 50% off a bottle of wine at
Price Wine Night, Monday and Tuesday at Tropical Acres. Again, the original polarizing place on Let's Eat South Florida, but not polarizing for me, Luby, or Defo. We are in unanimous agreement that it is a great place. It is an icon, a South Florida legendary restaurant, food establishment since 1949. And guess what? I got a text from none other than Jack Studiali this morning who said, I got to try that burger, Mike, because he follows my exploits on the Let's Eat group. And he's a man who knows a thing or two about good meat, steaks, chopped sirloin they have there at Tropical Acres. But he saw that Jeffrey Eats burger, and his interest was piqued. And Tropical Acres, though, they do have all the great things from their butcher shop. You can buy burgers and grill them up yourself and kind of make a replica of the onion soup burger, because they also have French onion soup at the Tropical Acres among their many menu items and many talents. Go in there. Half price wine night tonight, half price happy hour in the bar from 4:30 to 6:30 every Monday through Friday. It's 2500 Griffin Road in Old Fort Lauderdale, technically Dania Beach now. Go to tropicalacres.com for all the information. But for reservations, again, especially for the upcoming holidays, and you're going to want to get into the reservations book for Christmas Day, open 1 to 8 p.m., and slots are filling up fast, especially around that 5 p.m., 6 p.m. hour. So there was still availability throughout the day. Call 954-989-2500. 954-989-2500. Tropical Acres for the best in value and service. The Studiali family will take great care of you on holidays or any day. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
Coming up next, we will wrap up this edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox on a Tropical Acres Steakhouse Monday edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox.
Comfort food from a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth, sipping, and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. Hey, it's Mayo here for Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Since 1951, family owned for over 70 years, the home of freshness. I've been a customer for over 3 decades, and it's the place to go for poultry, steaks, meats, and of course, their unbelievable selection of fish and seafood. They've got it all. Key West pink shrimp, grouper, snapper, lobster, and of course, Florida stone crab claws of all sizes. Don't forget their famous fish dip and a full selection of prepared foods. It's located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just across from the Seminole Classic Casino. Owner Doug Carter and crew will take great care of you. Make sure to check out their weekly specials and daily catch online at DelawareChicken.com. Quality, value, freshness, that's the Delaware way. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, that's my spot. It's upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and daily fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have daily happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. Want great Italian food in a beautiful beachfront setting? Have I got the place for you? Casa Calabria at the Ocean Manor Resort, 4040 Galt Ocean Drive in Fort Lauderdale. Highly rated across all the restaurant review platforms and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. Delicious, authentic Southern Italian food in a cozy dining room overlooking the Atlantic. Live music in the lounge, full bar, and a great wine list. Owner Frank Talrico takes great pride in his family recipes from his native Calabria. Fresh fish and seafood, veal, house-made pastas, and marinara sauces smooth as silk. You gotta try the imported meats and cheeses on the antipasto platters, and don't miss that ricotta gnocchi, fluffy little pillows straight from heaven. Casa Calabria, open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday, closed on Mondays. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, it's Mike Mayo. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova, or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets. They've got eggs Benedict. They've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach. Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there, tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. All right, we're back on the lunchbox, going a little overtime today. Speaking of overtime, Dolphins on the Monday night game tonight. Any
Yes, sir.
predictions there, Luby? I mean, a spread by 14 points in the
Yeah.
NFL is almost unheard of. It makes me a little scared, to tell you.
I think the Dolphins will be fine on the field. I don't like the spread. I think the spread's a little weird.
Okay, so you're saying on my betting app I should maybe bet the Titans getting 14, or maybe do a teaser and do an over, whatever the over under is, and then get a little extra. Well, you know what? People don't want to hear this on this show. Let me talk back to the food. Here's what I got for my little snack, lunchtime snack. This was yesterday's late lunch. I went to a new pizza place in Fort Lauderdale called Emmy Squared. It's a place out of New York, actually, I think Brooklyn. But of all things, again, as the name implies, square pizza, but they're calling it the Detroit style pizza, even though it's in Brooklyn. When I was growing up, we called this Sicilian pizza, square pizza. But it does have those kind of Detroit edges with the cheese melted over the edge, and I guess they do it in those pans. Pretty good for Detroit style. A little bit pricey because I got this kind of specialty pizza where the small 6-slice one, which looked small, but it's heavy and it's doughy, so it'll feed 2 people no problem. It was about $20 for takeout, but it has pepperoni on it, and it also has some of those Calabrian chili, that spread that we usually get at Casa Calabria.
Yeah.
My only note on this is, well, first of all, the tomato sauce is terrific. The dough is a little soft and maybe chewy and undercooked in the middle. I've had better crusts and doughs at Jet's Pizza, which is the Midwestern chain that features Detroit pizza, and they do a pretty good job. And they're small, what they call 4 corners, which has like 6 slices or 4 slices, but about the same size. Is only about $10 or $12 with pepperoni. But again, higher quality ingredients here, better pizza. Sauce is terrific. That Calabrian spicy spread on this one, and I forgot the name of it. It's a specialty pie. I think it's called I don't know, something Roni, but they have it in these concentrated little dots. So when you take a bite, it's just like it's too much salt and spice in one bite. I wish they would have like spread it out a little bit. Instead, I'm finger painting on my pizza to spread out the Calabrian chili thing. All right, that's your minute review because I haven't been eating enough. And
Exactly.
we did our spot for Grandpa's earlier. Have you had any latkes night yet, Luby? Have you prepared them, or what was going on?
My mom makes fantastic latkes. I'm not the biggest latke fan, but my mom's are amazing. I like it with applesauce, but they are good with sour cream.
I like
as
sour
well.
cream.
Now, my wife likes them with sour cream and ketchup, which
Oh,
is
God.
really-
Oh, no. Let's post that on Let's Eat and see what the reaction is.
You should.
Can you send me a picture of one of those, and I'll do the dirty work and say,
Oh, okay.
I'll say my daughter, I'll throw my daughter under the bus and say,
You can say it's my wife. I don't give a. She's fine. She owns it. She's like, they're potato. I'm like, yeah, but there's matzo meal in them. It's not just like eating a French fry. Like it's
So this is an interesting point because I'm making mine tonight, and my recipe that I've done for years does not use matzo meal. I use egg and flour, and I don't use any matzo meal. I just grate the potatoes by hand and onion, a little bit of flour, a little bit of egg.
Use matzo meal. I don't know. I know Passover time, obviously she does. I don't know.
Yep.
Non-Passover time, what during Yom Kippur, I'm sorry, during Hanukkah, I still think she uses matzo meal. I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't put ketchup with them, but she does it with ketchup. But they were freaking great. I have a whole tray of them.
Hand grated or food processor?
She does the whole
hand grating.
I think so. I think she hand does everything. I think everything's
to me. That's the only way. You got to get a little knuckle in there to kind of really give it that love and soul. And I was just in at our friends at Grandpa's to pick up the side dish. Well, you know, on this night, I kind of like just eating latkes, more latkes.
Our side dish that night. They made hamburgers, hot dogs, and corn on the cob. Latkes was our starch.
I picked up some thinly sliced brisket with some gravy.
Nice.
So that makes it, because my mom has been jonesing for steak and baked potato, and I said, "Mom, this is close. You're gonna have brisket and potato pancakes." But for me, the way I like my latkes, and this is a hell of a lot better than sour cream and ketchup, I like putting some smoked Nova salmon with some creme fraiche or sour cream. Like I prefer getting creme fraiche. which is kind of like sour cream, but just fancier and more insufferable, as Phil would say. Total elitist food crap. So get some creme fraiche, spread the creme fraiche on top of the potato pancake, then put on some nice slices of the Nova smoked salmon and a little bit of the capers that I like to put on top. And then you eat that bite, and that is a delicious upscale potato pancake right there. No, you're shaking your head.
You did that at Grandpa's, and all of us looked at you like you were a weirdo, but which is fine. I mean, we're used to doing that. To each their own. Again, she did ketchup. I gave her a face. She ate it with the ketchup, and we all moved on. So
as long as she doesn't put pineapple on it, I guess we're good. Although once you're putting it in applesauce, really at this point, you could put a pineapple puree or something.
Yeah, I don't understand why the applesauce works, but I do like it with the applesauce.
I've never been a sweet savory guy, and that's why I've always gone the sour cream route, and I really love it with, again, the smoked salmon and capers. Or could even put some, put a little dill on it. Oh, you're making a face. You're making the Mayo face.
No, I'm not making a face. What I was going to say is I don't know if they do latkes, but I know you talked about proteins, a place that will have any kind of protein you want to have with your latkes or with whatever you're doing when it comes to Christmas or the New Year's is Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. We were there last Thursday. And if you want to go upscale, be insufferable. My parents, I actually brought the stone crabs to them because to me, we're spoiled. I'm not going to lie. They don't get to eat like we eat all the time. And just to see their reaction, I heard the two of them and Shirley, their reactions to the stone crab is better than mine would ever be. So the fact that Saturday when we had dinner as a family, the fact that the three of them couldn't stop talking about the stone crabs made my day. It would do the same thing for you and your family.
Those were damn fine stone crabs. They were so sweet and fresh, and they fell out of the shell.
Look, the shrimp you don't really even need, and their cocktail sauce is amazing, but you don't need any sauce with them. There's like a sweetness to them. They were really good.
That's great. And this weekend we got the Fort Lauderdale Winterfest Boat Parade is going to be happening. So if you're going to be going to anybody's party to check out the parade, you don't want to come empty-handed. Go into Delaware and pick up either. Do you want to go first class, pick up some stone crabs and some shrimp? Otherwise, you could just duck in and get some of those great tubs of the smoked fish dip, the smoked tuna, or the smoked salmon dip. That makes a great present for the party that you're going to. It's at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood. It's been there a long time. And the owner, Doug Carter, and his crew, Jose and Gene, they'll take great care of you. They're going to be open throughout the holidays, but closed on Christmas Day, extended hours on that Sunday, Christmas Eve. They're opening up early, like 7 a.m. on Christmas Eve to pick up all your stuff for the holidays. They've got the greatest in seafood, steaks, pork, all the poultry. If you're going to roast a duck or capon, they have all that there too. DelawareChicken.com is the website for the daily offerings and the weekly specials. And when you go in there, tell them the Lunchbox sent you. And finally, we got to wrap up by saying great place to celebrate all the holidays also. Hanukkah, Christmas, Festivus, Hanukkah is the Rappaport Restaurant Group restaurants. And I think we're going to be in next week at Max's Grill in Boca Raton, which is talk about long-running favorites in Meisner Park there. Been there for over 30 years. I think 35 years now. They're, again, assortment of great comfort food. And I know for all the holidays, they're going to have all kinds of good stuff. They have bacon wrapped meatloaf there at Max's Grill. They have, I'm sure, potato pancakes, if not fresh cut French fries at the other properties, including Deck 84, where we were last week, along with Burton Max's, our buddy Buddha up there. Great sandwiches, comfort food, entrees, even sushi at some of the restaurants.
This time of year, they all have nice outside seating. The weather's been freaking amazing, so you might as well take advantage of that at one of their
perfect time to get outdoors there. Go online. You can see the handles for the different Instagram pages for the Rappaport Restaurant Group, restaurant nearest you. Great place to take visiting family and friends from out of town because they do a first-class job. All right, we made it through on a home show. I did get confirmation from Mike Abel, who is the co-owner, proprietor, along with his wife, Chef Judith, at Swirl Wine Bistro.
Look at that.
We're going to be making a first visit with the Lunchbox show tomorrow to Swirl Wine Bistro in Margate in that magical plaza Plaza, home of an Asian massage parlor, a Papa John's pizzeria, a 7-Eleven, pasta and restaurant, the greatest Northern Italian restaurant, one of the greats in Broward, along with Swirl Wine Bistro, where Chef Judith and Michael will be very gracious. It's a dinner only establishment, but they're going to open up for us tomorrow to spotlight some of the holiday going on and some of their great dishes. It's a fantastic place for also an upscale meal. That's on West Atlantic, but we'll be out there tomorrow. We'll give you all the details, and you'll get to learn more about a terrific, independently Black-owned business, owned and operated restaurant in Broward. All right, as Deefa would say, shut up, Mike, and just let's go home. Until tomorrow from Swirl Wine Bistro. Wednesday, we're going to be at Batch for our Batch takeover. Batch New Southern Kitchen in Fort Lauderdale. Thursday, Wicked Cheesesteaks. We're going to see our friend Brian. And Friday, back at Gulfstream Park. It's another festive week here on the Lunchbox. Mike Luby Lubitz, thank you for all the hard work. Everybody out there, thanks for going overtime with us. We did a nice little 75-minute show. Thanks to Chef Nancy Fuller. Looking forward to seeing her at the Visit Lauderdale Food Wine Festival. And everybody out there, I'm going to be making my Hanukkah latkes tonight. Wish me luck. It's going to be a nice family celebration. Until then, enjoy every square slice of pizza, every French onion burger, and enjoy every sandwich.